Thank you so much for joining us. We begin in Kwara State and politics. The state chapter of the People's Democratic Party says it's ready to work with the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, and the state governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, who recently defected to the party. The party believes the return of Dr. Saraki will increase their chances of emerging victorious in the 2019 elections. Embittered to accept the reality and work for the progress of the state instead of personal gain, their readiness, they say, is to work with the two gentlemen, which they believe will enhance the performance of the party in next year's general elections.
The PDP in the state is therefore prepared to work with Senator Bukola Saraki and the Governor, His Excellency Abdul Fattah Ahmed. Anyone who does not want to do so do not have the interests of Kwara State at heart. We are aware that some of them have been having nocturnal meetings in Abuja with a view to mortgaging our collective destiny on the altar of personal but selfish gains. We will not sell the future of Kwara to outsiders. While they have their inalienable rights to choice of associations, we honestly believe that such members are not only egocentric but driven by inferiority complex and pathological hatred and envy for Dr. Saraki. For us, if Dr. Saraki, as the Senate President and Chairman of the National Assembly, can be treated with so much disdain and disrespect despite his contributions along with others to the success of the APC in 2015, we can imagine what is likely to befall folks without any political pedigree, like those crime wars where none existed.
To the Northwest region, the Kano State Executive Council has approved the release of 1 billion naira for the settlement of tuition fees and allowances for the state-sponsored students overseas and local tertiary institutions. Briefing journalists on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting, the State Commissioner of Information, Mohammed Garba, explains that the amount covered tuition and accommodation fees for all Kano citizens studying in various universities in Nigeria and abroad. Our correspondent, Idris Jabrin, reports.
The controversy surrounding Kano State Foreign Scholarship may have finally come to an end, following the state government's 933 million naira intervention fund for foreign students sponsored by the state government. The amount covered various areas of their training abroad, including tuition and accommodation.
The council approved the total sum has to do with the issue of tuition fee, as I explained, and upkeep allowances for our students in foreign universities, and then our students who are studying in private universities here in Nigeria.
Other approval given by the council includes fees for Kano students under its scholarship program and French Embassy scholarship program to the sum of over $300,000, settlement of outstanding fees for 66 leather trainees, and over 200 million naira for the third batch of auto mechanics trainees.
This number of auto mechanic training, as we are aware, has been a normal training exercise by the PAN Training Center. We have already graduated 250, and we are also going to continue with this program because the governor has always been consistent in saying that we need to have 1,000 mechanics here in Kano.
Meanwhile, the council also approved counterpart funding for the federal government-assisted third urban water reform project, 40 million naira for the rehabilitation of Bashir Al-Hatu Road, funding to tackle flooding, which recently hit the Sharada underpass, while 166 million naira has been approved for the construction of Kofarmata by Haurangadagi Road. Idris Jubrin, Channels Television News.
To the environment now, but this time in Katsina State, the European Union is partnering with the Katsina State government to reduce the effects of desertification. The program, codenamed EASE, which stands for Energizing Access to Sustainable Energy, is funded by the EU and the state government. The purpose of EASE is to improve the conditions for energy efficiency in Nigeria.
This land has not always been like this. A combination of drought, deforestation and inappropriate agricultural practices has turned it into a desert, a process known as desertification. The European Union and the state government are working with residents to reclaim their land through the Energizing Access to Sustainable Energy EASE initiative. This is designed to create a balance between demand for wood fuel and the need to protect the vegetal cover.
It is important to state that the EASE project aligns with objectives of Economic Recovery Growth Plan, ERGP, of the federal government of Nigeria in the area of energy sufficiency in power and petroleum products. I wish to, on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, thank the European Union delegation for providing this assistance.
And what is a tree planting event without actual planting of trees?
The project has so far produced about 5.5 million trees that have been distributed and planted at the 5 local governments. This covers almost more than 50,000 hectares across the 5 local governments.
So far, so good. We were even appealing to the federal government to extend the period of this project. So that still the state government is doing its effort in this regard. But notwithstanding, with their coming, we have gained a lot of benefit from their presence here.
In Katsina State, where about 1/3 of the agricultural land has been damaged due to heavy dependence on wood for energy, these efforts and more can't be more fitting.
To emigration, another batch of 166 Nigerians stranded in Libya have returned to the country, making a total of 643 that have been voluntarily brought back to Nigeria by the International Organization for Migration, IOM, in the last 5 weeks. The Director General of NEMA, Mustafa Mehaja, who received the returnees at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport NACO terminal, has advised parents and guardians to desist from encouraging their children and wards from embarking on journeys that will end up derailing their promising future and them becoming victims of trafficking. The Director General made the appeal based on the testimonies and confessions of the returnees and confirmations by most of the families that the victims came from. He pointed out that the intended countries of destination are no longer ready to accommodate the migrants due to several socioeconomic and security factors in those countries.